All right, thank you so much for joining us on our 113th edition of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa.
Lucky 113.
There we go. My name is Nick Pachuski.
I'm Andrew Miller.
And of course, we're the podcast that talks to the people, places, events, and music that make this city the incredible city that it is. And before we get to our very special guest, we're live here at the Pure Kitchen on Richmond. So it is always busy here. Like,
it's super busy.
We're doing this at 2 p.m. and it is packed and busy. Might be because it's
nobody works
amazing. Nobody works in Westbrook. Might be because it's the best day of the year so far, 2015.
Yeah.
Or it might be because of the amazing food. And judging by the food that Amber's eating, I think it's the food and the atmosphere. So before we get to them, why don't we check this out?
Hey, it's Jeff Logan, aka Jasper Bridge. I'll be releasing my brand new album, Love to a Wild Thing, this Friday, April 3rd at Pressed Cafe. Rounding out the bill, we've got Cody Allen and Dave Norris. You can find Jasper Bridge on Facebook, Twitter, and at jasperbridgemusic.com. The 3 songs you'll be hearing today are With a Gun, Fairy Tales, and Love to a Wild Thing. Thanks very much for listening to my music, and of course, thanks very much for listening to Lunch Out Loud.
She moved to the mountains to try something new. Was the landscape in the background of the picture to you? Did you find your way easy and was life good to you? Did you follow the shorelines? Did you see something new? You were swinging for grandeur, you could sing in it too. Did you sing at the Met where you belonged and were you true? Did your feet meet the ocean from both sides and was it blue? Was your life built of grandeur and was he good to you? How naive, how being was it wrong of me? Believing fairy tales that you said to me was my voice. You wrote the stories that I told you.
All right, so that was Fairy Tales by Jasper Bridge, Jeff Hogan. So JasperBridgeMusic.com. I absolutely love this music. I think he's going to be awesome in the Ottawa scene for years to come. And
do you think that's his real name?
What's Jeff?
Jeff is his real name? I was going to say, because Jasper just sounds like a great name for his style of music. And it makes sense now.
I wonder why it is Jasper Bridge. Maybe we'll learn tomorrow. So go check him out tomorrow at Press Cafe, 8 p.m. Cody Allen's going to be there. Dave Norris. It's going to be an awesome show right before your Easter long weekend. So thank you so much for having us here, David Amber.
No problem. Thanks for coming.
It's a pleasure. We've been doing yoga class. Well, I've been doing yoga classes, Pure Yoga, for a very long time. It's right across the street from where I live. So when the announcement came that you're opening up a kitchen, I was just ecstatic because I follow on Instagram. In Australia, there's so many vegan and great healthy restaurants, and in Ottawa, a very healthy city. I thought we don't have enough of them, and a lot of healthy options. Andrew and I are in the real estate industry, and we love being healthy. And it's hard to meet with clients or meet with other realtors because there's not as many options. So thank you so much for providing us with one more location that we can do this.
Thanks.
All right, so before we get to talking about Pure Yoga and Pure Kitchen, we'd like to get to know a little bit about you. Born and raised in Ottawa,
No, I wasn't. I was born in Mississauga. I grew up there until I was about 18 and then came to Ottawa to school here. Nice. And I've lived here ever since.
Where did you take school here?
Carleton.
Oh,
yeah. Didn't quite finish, but
hey, that's okay.
Economics.
It got you where you wanted to be, right?
So, and then I opened my first restaurant in 1991. I opened Fresco on Elgin.
Oh, wow, really?
Still there today, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow, so you went from economics. Did you always know you wanted to do a restaurant? Did you work in the restaurant industry?
Yeah, I always worked in the restaurant since I was 14. Busing, bartending, waitering.
Yeah. It's a hard industry to get out of. Once you're in there, it's it really grabs a little bit. I was in it for about 13 years and just quit in June.
And
Yeah.
you designed and did everything, all the work in the restoration here because it used to be a Milagro.
Yeah, no, we didn't design. We had collaborated, but we had a designer work with us from Ray Design. Her name is Renee. She's great.
And then you did a lot of the building and construction.
Yeah,
here.
so we contracted. I did all the contracting here, and I built their last yoga studio as well.
And you're a contractor here in Ottawa as well.
Yeah.
How can people get in touch with you for contracting when they see this
I
awesome place?
haven't really started that end of it too much. I had a full business previous to this, fire and flood restoration business.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was doing for the last 12 years.
Interesting. So we might need a lot of that this year in Ottawa with the
With the thaw.
with the
Quick
thaw.
thaw of all
Yeah.
the snow, yeah.
We're going to see. Have you been hearing a lot of that, Andrew?
I've been seeing a couple of wet basements, yeah.
But it's
Ottawa.
it's a slow thaw this year. It's not
Yeah.
going to be anything.
So a transformation from Fresca to
I did that business for 12 years, and then met Amber a long time ago, but we reconnected a few years ago, and then slowly she and her partner Jen dragged me back into the restaurant business. So,
Right on.
Did you-
Were you general manager over at Fresco, or?
no, I owned it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So myself and my partner Dave Magano, who's still in the business at Empire and Metropolitan, and
Yeah.
the
And
brand.
Empire just did a big facelift as well, eh?
And then Jim Bickford, who owns Fresco now, bought it from me, I guess, about 12 years ago.
Oh, wow, right on.
And we're all friends, the three of us.
Really? That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's cool.
and then what led you to the restoration?
Just a change. You know,
Incredible.
I had Fresco for 16 years and was at Empire Grill for another 3 or 4, and was a little tired of the restaurant business.
Hopefully you weren't working on a lot of flooding and fire restoration in Fresca, but
A couple of times.
that's how you got hot.
Yeah.
And what about yourself, Amber? How did you? Are you born and raised in Ottawa?
I was born in Thunder Bay.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a lot of family up north. Moved around quite a bit as a kid and landed in Manotick. So I grew up in Manotick from grade 6 on. Went to high school there, and then I moved around town when I was 18. I worked in bars and restaurants from the time I was, I think, 15 as well until up until we opened Pure Yoga Westboro. Actually, I was still bartending.
Wow.
Then other, like you said, hard
Like I said,
to get out of.
the cash in your pocket every night is
Yeah,
pretty easy
exactly.
to do.
And I just always thought it
And
was
it's
something
fun.
I would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I obviously decided to put all my energy into the studio. I started-
How did you do that? How did that come about?
I've been teaching for 9 years now. I was always really involved in fitness, and I loved yoga, and I just had a vision. Like Jen and I had a vision for a studio that was a little more modern and kind of bring in a different vibe to Ottawa and operate something new and something different. So it was always kind of something that I wanted to see. Whenever I would travel and go to different cities and see all these cool things that were happening in LA and New York, and just wanting to bring that to Ottawa and to our community as well.
Yeah. How old is yoga as a whole? I mean, I'm guessing it's
Ancient.
pretty darn old.
Ancient,
but,
yeah.
I mean, it's relatively new to Ottawa, so to speak, right? I mean,
It's definitely, it's been around Ottawa for a long time. I think Grandma Lotus has been open for 25 years
yeah.
at least.
25 years, right?
Yeah.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's just becoming more something that everybody does. Everyone does it to complement their lifestyle in some way, because we've changed it so much in the West, where we've kind of evolved it into our own practice, where we have classes that are for people who just want a great workout, people who just want to meditate, people who just want to stretch. There's such a wide variety now that there really is a yoga for everyone. Like you could, no matter what it is you do, you can find something to complement your lifestyle.
oh, that's cool.
And from going around to the other cities, like you said, in the States, what did you see that they had that we haven't? And are we starting to catch up? I know in Westboro we did just open up a spin-only cycle studio.
Yes.
So
Which is
we're
awesome.
transitioning to, and then we're going to get an HIIT Orange Fitness coming in Ottawa soon. So we're catching on to that trend.
What's that?
High intensity interval training. So it's
okay.
about the
Yeah.
20 minutes, 25 minutes. And we're doing very well in CrossFit now
Yeah.
in Ottawa. There's some great
Greco's.
gyms for that.
Greco's, all that interval training.
Got it.
Yeah.
I think that people want something different.
Yeah.
Ottawa is known as a little more of a conservative city, and I think people are often, they want it, but they're afraid to be the ones to do it.
Yeah.
As a yoga studio, we're definitely headlining as being different and bringing new things in, and often we're like, okay, we're going to try this and see if it flies, and it's definitely not traditional. And
What are some of those examples of things that you've tried?
we were the first studio to do a total like core-based yoga class. So it's a really physical workout.
That is.
It's definitely a little.
It's not just for women, right?
No, we have tons of men. We actually just opened up a class that's an all men's class.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's something different. That's like
Exactly.
what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's different as well. It's called The Lead. That's on Saturdays at 1:30 in Westboro. And we also brought in a class called, we name all of our classes Pure, whatever. So it's called Pure Beats. It's basically a power class to music, but the music is really loud and we crank it up. We make playlists. We do hip hop playlists. We do 90s playlists, 80s playlists, and the instructor is wearing a mic. So it's a really cool vibe, and that was one of the things that.
So not quite the meditating type one.
No, it's the opposite.
No, this is you're
so
sweating,
fun.
you're getting out, you're feeling pumped for the rest of the day.
And people love music. We connect to it on
Yeah.
so many levels. So to throw that into the mix and just really allow people a space where they can be physical and get out of their heads and just have fun with it. And this is something that I was inspired to bring to Ottawa from a trip that we took to Santa Monica. And I was like, we need this. I love it.
Yeah.
Other people, hopefully, we're going to love it too, and they do. It's our busiest class.
Oh, that's
Really?
fun. So you've done a lot of that research. Then you get to travel and then hit up different yoga classes in different cities
different
and whatnot.
restaurants.
But
That's why
luckily-
a lot of the restaurants we saw were from traveling in the States,
Yeah.
and we're like, we need this in
That's
Ottawa.
fun,
like
eh?
this, yeah.
Luckily, my traveling companions, whenever Jen and I travel together and Dave and I travel together, we're all on the same page. We like good food, good wine, and good yoga.
Yeah, you're with these meals, you're not feeling bloated.
No.
And when you travel and eat well like this, instead of going to the States and eating your burgers and your prep, it just frees up maybe 2-3 more hours in the day to be active and not go right to the hotel room to watch movies. So that is the way to travel. I totally believe it.
It's our lifestyle everywhere that we go, and this Pure Kitchen was a huge complement to our lifestyle, just kind of completing like this circle of what we love and where we want to be and how we want to spend our time and what we want to do for work.
And you guys living around the area in Westboro as
Yeah.
well? How have you? How long have you been in the Westboro area?
We moved to Westboro. Jen and I moved to Westboro when we opened our first studio. We wanted to be close, and we knew that we were going to be there 24 hours a day. So we actually first moved in. We lived on top of Fratelli's in a little apartment, the two of us, which is literally next door to the studio. We could not have been any closer. And then Dave and I moved into Westboro.
Good for those 5:30 morning
Yeah.
sessions.
You won't see me there at 5:30 very often. It's got to be some perks.
I'm always amazed with those people that go to those.
So how have you enjoyed seeing the growth and continue to see the growth of Westboro since you've been around there?
I think Westboro's a great area. It has everything that I need. I love being able to walk to work, obviously, do my yoga here, go to have such a Pure Kitchen. We've got some great breakfast spots around, and we're going to be adding breakfast here eventually as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As of now, what time do you guys open then? 11 or
11. 11 to 9, 7 days a week.
What can we expect in the breakfast?
Oh, that's to be determined.
Still working on it.
And
The
we
research is
will have
ongoing.
eggs.
No, we're contemplating whether we can do it or not. It's busy. It's so busy that we're just keeping up with production. Right. I'm just talking because Olivia, our chef and partner, is right there. And anyways, production is our main thing right now. So we're just trying to keep up and service the level that we have. So we're going to make those decisions later. We have a patio opening in about maybe a week or two.
Awesome.
So
That's great.
How many seats on the patio?
at least 45.
45. And that's upstairs.
Oh, that's up
Right
top,
above
yeah.
this whole area,
I'm
yeah.
picturing on the sidewalk. I'm like, hey,
You'll have to come check the patio out. It's
Yeah,
going to be
for
the best
sure.
patio in the city.
That's awesome.
The healthiest patio in the city.
Healthiest, best. We're going
That's
to do
great.
some cold pressed sangria. We do serve local beers and
You
wines
do
around
have
here. Yeah.
Beyond the
Oh,
Pale.
yeah. Yeah, Beyond the Pale.
It's
Covered
Bridge,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
They're
a
going to
nice wine
rotate
list
as well, but we're happy with those right now. We all Ontario wines, mostly from the Picton area and also Niagara.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
You got to have balance in your life.
No, absolutely. It's all about balance. Is it tricky being a healthier spot to eat? Is it harder to procure your ingredients and whatnot?
That's a great question.
Like, is it more expensive, obviously, to do
yeah.
than it is?
Way more expensive.